Yo guys, welcome to another coffee run video. Huge thanks to everyone that commented on the last one. Really appreciate it. Got chatting to some of you guys in the comments on email and stuff, and like super impressed with everyone really. Everyone's like ideas of what they want to do. Some people are already doing, businesses running. It's been really good recently. I've kind of made an effort to step up the game and try and just chat to you guys a little bit more, just get to know like on an individual level what your story is and what you're doing, which has been crazy. I mean, from like lecturers to people who are running like big businesses, it's crazy that like I don't know, I just feel like it's people like me just watching. I don't know who I thought was watching, but yeah, super cool, super amazing. And so this leads me on to one of the first topics is I see someone mentioned in the comments, and this is to no one like specifically, but I just want to kind of address this because I see a lot of people talking about mentors, which, if I'm honest, and again, this is not directed at anyone in particular, but if you feel like you need a mentor, then you're probably not going to make it. Is the simple fact, which is tough to say, but it's true, because if you are like a naturally gifted sort of entrepreneur, got entrepreneurial tendencies. That's a big drug. Made it. If you're kind of like if you're an entrepreneur like at heart, and you've got ideas and you're creative and you want to start a business, you shouldn't need anyone else to kind of tell you what to do, or like give you a guide. Like, and most people say when they mean most people mean when they say they want a mentor is that they want someone who will kind of show them what to do and help them do it, which you're going to struggle to find anyone who really wants to help you on that level. And two, like if you've got ideas, just go, just start, just do it. Don't feel like you need someone there to mentor you to be able to be successful. A lot of people will be like, yeah, I need a mentor to be successful, or I would be successful if I had a mentor. And it's just not true. If you love business, if you love what you do and what you're working on, then you shouldn't need anyone to mentor you in the direction. Now, look, can you get inspired by watching people? Yes. Can you get like motivated by them? Yeah. Can you get information from watching people? Absolutely. And like, there's so many, even like big business people that are on YouTube now, doing like daily vlogs on YouTube, which like no one had access to before, and you can see the way they work and their thoughts. So like use them to get inspiration, but don't think you require like one person to just sit down with you and be like, this is how to do it, do this, do that. I think that's actually like due to the schooling system. In that, at school you're kind of told like, these are your lessons, these are what time you got to be there, this is what you got to do, this is what's on the test, this is what you need. And so everyone's kind of conditioned and used to that sort of relationship. Business isn't like that, and you've got to struggle and you've got to make mistakes and you've got to learn from them and develop, your techniques and your skills to get to like a point where you can be successful and have a successful business. Which, if I think back to like when I first started, when I was 16, I tried to set up a clothing brand, and you can imagine how terrible that went. It was always, I've actually tried it 3 times in my life to start a clothing company. It was always a dream of mine, I don't know why, but it was always a dream, and I've tried and failed 3 times. And I think that kind of goes along with having like being an entrepreneur, like a naturally gifted entrepreneur, just having entrepreneurial tendencies. There is a difference in kind of having that split of like the real successful athletes are naturally gifted athletes, and then they work at it and get better. If you've got athletic tendencies, you can run a marathon, you can learn to run a marathon, but you're probably not going to be within like 10% of the best of the best, which is tough for some people. But what's important about that is in business, like the top athletes in business are like the top 1%, the multi-millionaires, the billionaires. So for you who may not be like naturally gifted, you can work on it and you can become, the top 10%, which is still millions a year, or just like 100,000 a year isn't that high up on the ladder. So you don't have to be like have a natural gift, which I think is who I am. If I'm honest, I have to work at it. I have to work hard at it, and keep sort of altering the craft and changing things to kind of develop like my abilities. And I don't think I'll ever be like a Zuckerberg or like these billionaires. I just, it's the reality of it. I'm not that naturally gifted. But can we get to like 100,000 a year? I believe it, absolutely. And I think that's what you need. You need that belief. You need that belief in yourself. You need that belief in your ideas. If you've got a business idea, you've got to believe that it might not be, and the market might say it's that your product stinks, and no one wants to buy it. But you have to go into it believing that it's the greatest thing in the world. And even if you fail, the next opportunity you get, the next business you start, you've got to believe that's the greatest. Because if you don't believe in it, like how are others going to believe in it and get behind you? So I think that's like one of the key things I've learned recently, and over the time of trying different things. And yeah, I'm not great at it's a white F-Type. Oh, I can't Snapchat because I've got the audio. It's an F-Type there. F-Type coupe looks. Can you see it? Looks like an S. Looks like a V6S. Not great on my Jags though. And plus we found out the weekend that they did do a V8S. I always thought the S was always a V6, but apparently not. So we learned something there on Sunday.
McDonald's, can I take your order, please?
Yeah, can I just get a large black coffee?
Large black coffee?
Yeah, please.
Is that everything?
It is, thanks.
Would you like to check your order on the screen? Try go on to the next window, please.
Cheers.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
I've got to do the shuffle on the. There we go. See ya. So the second thing I wanted to talk about is Facebook advertising. Now, again, it was kind of one of the things I wanted to do a video on, but I don't think there's enough, or I've got enough to say to warrant like a full video. So this is why this coffee run thing's perfect, because I can just chit chat a little bit, and we can together it can be something half decent for you guys. But Facebook advertising this again comes about because in the last video someone commented about SEO and email marketing, and I kind of wanted to get this out as soon as possible because there has been a shift in the internet recently, and that is Facebook advertising. It's shifted in terms of marketing, and email marketing is, I don't want to say dead, because if you've already got an email list, then it is quite good for sending offers, and getting that kind of interaction with your current customer base. But open rates are so down on what they used to be, and if you want to try and use email marketing to generate new customers, like it's pretty much as bad as just like random leafleting through people's letterboxes. That's kind of how bad email marketing's got. And SEO is slightly different, but I want to kind of split that up into like straight Google rankings and Google AdWords. So if you're putting money into Google AdWords, like again, it's shifted and Facebook has taken that market, which I'll explain with an example. Is let's say you have a clothing company that does like comedy car t-shirts, and maybe you've got a t-shirt that's got a little like gear stick on it, and it's like, don't shift into second, something like that, something comedy, which no one's searching for that. No one's searching for like comedy car t-shirt on Google. Okay, so it doesn't matter how like well SEO'd your site is, if people aren't searching for it, they're not going to find it. Where Facebook advertising wins is you can position that advert in someone's feed so that they could be just scrolling through and they'll see this t-shirt and just be like, well, that's a sweet t-shirt, cool, I might click on that and then might buy one. Which that's like one of the biggest plus points of Facebook advertising, is because you could even demographic it, like males aged 18 to 25 who are interested in cars. Like you can just get so specific on your targeting. And so if you're putting money into Google AdWords, like stop right now and put into Facebook, because Google AdWords has got really expensive. I mean, I ran a campaign on Facebook. I've run several campaigns on Facebook over the last like 6 months, and it's somewhere between sort of 25p and 50p a click. And you can also get on Instagram with that as well, but Instagram is slightly different. Instagram is more expensive for a start. It's probably around £1.50 per click. But Instagram was built off of good photographers. It's a platform built around good photography, and it shifted recently. I mean, like, I'm on it, for God's sake, so it's not full of like amazing photographers now. But I feel like an Instagram advert needs to be like a much higher quality than Facebook, because the image sells it basically on an Instagram ad, where the text isn't as powerful as on Facebook. So your image has got to be clear, and you take up 100% of the user's real estate when they're scrolling through. You take up the whole freaking phone with your picture, your advert, so it better be good. So I wouldn't want to advise against it, but I'd say you should look at your business, look at your product, and have a clear reason for being on Instagram, like being on Facebook and Instagram, or being on like Instagram only. You need to understand where your product sits and your sort of marketing around your whole brand to be able to be successful on Instagram. Facebook is a little different. Now, I used Facebook advertising to directly generate sales. That was the goal, was to get people to click on the advert and buy something. Now, you can set up Facebook adverts for, sending people to your page, or just sort of sending them to your site for general sort of brand awareness, that kind of stuff. But if you're trying to directly get sales from it, some of the tips I'd suggest is, if you are trying to directly sell, if you oversell your product with the text, with the image, people are going to click through, look at the site, realize it doesn't live up to that, and then just run away. And so you're paying for them clicks, just to generate traffic, to get maybe, oh yeah, sweet, you've got good views on your site, but you're not getting them conversions. And so I would say, be realistic, like, sell your product strengths. Absolutely, sell your product strengths, but back. So yeah, as I was saying, sell your product strengths, absolutely, but be realistic with the image and the text, and just convey the right message. I like to have the Shop Now button instead of like the Learn More. Like, Learn More, it A/B tests better than Shop Now, but I felt like it just gave like the potential customer like more of an idea, just get them ready to be like, okay, right, we're shopping, like I'm going to click on this and I'm going to go to like a shop page, just little things like that. So play around with it. But I think if you're spending money on SEO, Google Ads, AdWords, email marketing, definitely switch onto Facebook right now. It's gotten more, it's going to get more expensive. It's gotten more expensive like since a year ago, when people were getting like 1 cent a click. So it's really good. I highly recommend it. Hopefully you can kind of get on board with that and try it out, and it makes a difference. But yeah, appreciate it, guys. Hope you enjoyed this coffee run again. I've not spilled any, which is positive. So we're 2 for 2 on no spills. But yeah, really appreciate it. Again, if you've got any comments, get them down below. If not, hit me up on email at dedicationblog@gmail.com. That's the one. And if you don't follow me on Snapchat, follow me on Snapchat, where you get pictures of Jag F-types that I couldn't get because I was recording. So, yeah. Yeah, appreciate it, guys.